Sometimes leaving your job, single life, or carefree days behind to start a family, it can actually be isolating, especially if you're new to an area. But there are a lot of options in San Diego for parents. In fact, there is a great article all about it in this month's issue of San Diego Family Magazine. And joining me now is the author of that article, Colleen De Lory. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Well, let's talk about this because you're a mom yourself. So in general terms, why did you seek out some kind of connection yourself and join a group, and what's it done for you?
Well, I found once I had my son and I was at home on maternity leave, I felt isolated, I was untrained in being a mother, and sleep deprived. All those three things combined. And in the mail, I got a newsletter from the Parent Connection, which is sponsored by Scripps Health, and I found out something about these things called parenting groups that I'd never heard of before. So I decided to try one out because I really wanted to meet other people in the same position. I had friends who had no children, and then I had friends whose children were actually in college already. So I didn't really have someone who was in the same position that I was.
Someone to relate to and talk to about what you're going through.
Exactly.
So how do you pick out one that suits you? Are there some parameters or guidelines?
You know, I think what you can do is explore. Some are faith-based. For example, there's Shalom Baby, and that reaches out to the Jewish community. Some are meet more online, and some are sort of standardized within our community with playgroups and a wide selection, and Parent Connection is one of those.
Are there things to be wary about when you start looking for one to join?
You know, I think the best way to do it is to go out there and try one. And sometimes, for example, I've heard from some moms saying that they didn't feel like the group was a good fit, and so they tried another one, and perhaps people were a little more down to earth.
Yeah, that happened with me. I just thought, you know, they were great people, but they're not my peeps. You know, that feeling that you get. Well, let's talk specifically about Parent Connection, and we have a list of some of the websites you mentioned in the article. Let's start out with Parent Connection. What is it specifically about that you were drawn to?
Well, I will say, first of all, they reached out to me because I had my child at a Scripps hospital, and so I found out about them. That was the primary reason that I looked into them. But anyone can join the Parent Connection for $20 a year.
Oh, so sometimes there is money associated to joining these groups?
There is, yes. And that is to help cover the costs. There's one staff person, but all the events that go on, the networking, the sites, all that sort of thing.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's talk about the other one that are up there, La Costa Moms and Meetups. What are those two organizations?
Right. Those two organizations they're all on a similar model where they offer the opportunity for moms to meet, and it's at your own schedule. So some moms may meet once a month, some may meet once a week, but then they also offer an online component so that you can discuss your issues and get support and resources from trusted groups online.
And are these appropriate for stay-at-home dads, most of these, or that's probably something they have to explore?
Some of them have specialized groups. So, for example, within any of these groups, they may have ones that are suited just for dads or sometimes for different languages as well.
All right. Well, I'm going to just mention MOPS, Shalom Baby that you mentioned, and Girlfriend Circles. Those are three others you mentioned in your article.
Right.
If you would like to read more in this month's San Diego Family Magazine, I'll also have a link on my Anchor Mom blog with all of the websites we mentioned listed there. Plus, they have a great Halloween headquarters section. You might want to check that out as well. And go to fox5sandiego.com. It's all there on my Anchor Mom blog. Feel free to make any comments or give us story ideas. It's all under the feature.